Hey everyone, Ace Gamer Studios here, and yes, I am wearing a Spider-Man mask. You can see my Spider-Man suit over there. I'm going to be wearing this to watch Spider-Man No Way Home. But today, guys, we're going to be reviewing the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. This is going to be a very hard and intense video to make because I'll be reviewing 3 films in one video. So if you guys happen to enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share this video with a friend, comment down below, guys. What are your thoughts on the Sam Raimi trilogy? And do you think Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man? And with that being said, let's get right to it. Alrighty, so I'm not gonna give you much of a backstory on this, besides the fact that I ended up watching the first Spider-Man movie when I was 4 years old. I've grown up with at this point in time, I didn't know who Spider-Man really was, but after I watched the first Spider-Man movie, he became one of my most favorite characters, and I think Tobey Maguire does a really amazing job as Peter Parker and Spider-Man from the comics. If the Sam Raimi trilogy was based off of the actual life on how a teenager would be, I think it was done poorly, but honestly, I enjoy the Sam Raimi trilogy. Tobey Maguire is great at Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I enjoy Harry Osborn in this throughout this entire trilogy. Norman Osborn, played by Willem Dafoe, who's returning in No Way Home. Probably my second most favorite Spider-Man villain, alongside with Doc Ock. I really like Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. I think those two are top-notch Spider-Man villains out of the entire trilogy. I enjoyed Sandman for what he was in the third Spider-Man movie, for at least what was shown. Surprisingly enough, I enjoyed Eddie Brock as Venom in that film as well. And I think Harry Osborn as the New Goblin sucked. I'm sorry. Even though I enjoyed his performance as Harry Osborn, I think that it was not his time. It was not his time to show up as the new Green Goblin. If they were to do that, it should have been like Spider-Man 4, or even Spider-Man 3 and everything, at least. But I enjoyed all 3 Spider-Man movies and everything. I think they're all really great, but there are a few things still to this day that I don't really like, and that it is pretty much the interpretation of how high school is and everything. And I know that's how high school was and everything, but it's just completely different, and it's really weird watching like mid 20, 30-year-old adults playing high schoolers and everything. It's kind of funny to me. And but honestly, besides those few things, with Spider-Man 3 being a very rushed and messy film, and pretty much it's just MJ that I have a problem with. The only character that I really have a problem with is MJ. But yeah, I enjoyed all 3 of these movies. I think they're all really good films, and I think they all tell amazing stories in their own right, with the first one being an origin film, with the second one following the struggles of how to toss all these things into your life, being a superhero and everything, going into college and having to get a job and everything, trying to start up a relationship, all these different things getting tossed out in your life and everything. I think that's really good, and how Tobey as Peter was able to handle those things. And in the third one, just mainly focused about ego, and how ego is very deceiving and everything, and how you can be corrupted and it can make you bitter and everything. And but yeah, I enjoyed all of the films. I've enjoyed all the characters and everything besides MJ. I think that and don't get me wrong, I love the actress who played MJ in those 3 movies, but I think sadly what she was given with at the time just really sucked. And so yeah, she's a very poor written character. J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson is classic, always will be classic and everything. I couldn't imagine anybody else playing J. Jonah Jameson besides J.K. Simmons. But anyway, my ranking of each three Spider-Man movies, the first one, I'm actually going to give a 9 out of 10. I enjoy the first one. The first one is what got me into Spider-Man from day one. Spider-Man 2, even though I think it is a really good movie, don't get me wrong, I think it's probably one of my favorite Spider-Man movies of all time, probably within the top 4, but the fact that the first one got me into this and everything, and the second one did much better than the first one, I'm going to have to say that the second one is an 8 out of 10 for me. I enjoy it as much as the first one, but I like the second one a lot, but if that was the first movie that got me into this whole Spider-Man thing, I would definitely say that would be number one. I'm going to give Spider-Man 2 an 8.5 out of 10. And Spider-Man 3, I enjoy it. It's a messy film and everything, but it's a good messy film. But I'm going to give Spider-Man 3 a 7.5 out of 10. So, in all, the Sam Raimi trilogy is currently at the number 1 spot. My Spider-Man ranking, falling behind of the Amazing Spider-Man films. Now, by the time you are seeing this, I just found out that I'm not going to be able to watch Spider-Man No Way Home. So I have, this weekend, I'm not going to be able to watch Spider-Man No Way Home. So I have no idea when I'll get my first impressions video out or my review. But once I come back from my trip, I do plan on reviewing the Home trilogy and everything individually, because just like the Amazing Spider-Man films, each one of them I'm going to have completely different thoughts on. So, anyway, that is pretty much it for this review, guys. Let me know, what do you think about each of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films? What do you think about Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man? And where does the Sam Raimi trilogy in terms of the films? What is your ranking of the Sam Raimi trilogy? Let me know down in the comment section below, guys. And I'll see you all very soon. See you all very soon.